you? Happy Friday. Yay, we have made it to the end of the week. I hope all of you, my meaningful, intuitive guided tarot community, the collective, I hope all of you are doing well on this Friday, and I hope that you guys are ready to wind down. So how are you? Welcome back to this channel, Meaningful Intuitive Guided Tarot. I am coming back to you, as you can tell by the title. I am bringing you some entertainment from the celebrity world. And as you can notice that this content video will be about the two biggest celebrities out there, that of being Jennifer Lopez and her husband, Ben Affleck. And in particular, what this content video will be about is kind of diving into the dynamics and what's going on. If you did see the Grammys a few days ago, there was some type of a moment that was captured where, let's just say, Jennifer Lopez's husband Ben felt slightly slighted from his wife. So we're going to see what that was about, but as well, I am coming to you to kind of just chime in to kind of pick up the dynamics of their relationship. All right, but before we dive into that moment, we're going to basically first going to understand in terms of their signs and how the chemistry will be or is, because believe it or not, Jennifer Lopez and Ben, they share the same zodiac sign. They are fire signs of Leo. How ironic, right? So they both are Leo, so that is very interesting. But before I even get into that, I want to say, as you can also notice in the title, that it's for fans only, because I know that not everyone will be interested to know or are going to be fans of either Jennifer or Ben. So if you're not, then this content will not be of interest to you. But those of you that are diehard fans of both Jennifer and Ben, then you will be entertained and somewhat be interested in finding out about their relationship. In terms of overall, the aim is to find out whether or not their relationship will endure for the long haul, and we're going to keep our fingers crossed that it is. So before we proceed with the actual tools and dipping into the tarot, I do want to just kind of now at this time, just as I mentioned, that they both share the same zodiac sign, being Leo. So what does that mean? So being or having a double Leo relationship, that means that their relationship will, of course, be pure fire, intense, passionate, and high-spirited, which overall would pretty much make them a solid pair, right? And that basically they will share the same values, they will share the same goals for the future, and they will love and support each other. So the compatibility of this double Leo relationship will be able to last for the long haul and stand the test of times, provided that they put in the work. Okay, and as we get into the cards, we're going to see how all that will play into them, to see if they will be willing to put in the work for the long haul of their relationship. All right, but despite that, this can be a compatible relationship. You would say maybe on the negative, if anything, that Leos in general, regardless that it is the celebrity couple, that Leos in general, if it's both of them that is dating or together, that they do have a propensity to love themselves. And I know, because back in the day, I used to date a Leo, and he was very much into himself. So I had to kind of put that in check. But nonetheless, they do have that propensity to love themselves. And so when that happens, and you have one zodiac sign that's different, that is dating a Leo, you have to deal with that. But can you imagine the same sign having the propensity to love themselves? That in itself can sometimes be a little challenging in the relationship, right? So, but anyway, nonetheless, and as well, in addition to that, they are independent. So the question here is, again, will this relationship remain in the long haul through their challenges? All right, so we are going to find out, and now we are going to now get into that moment at the Grammys when Ben was kind of showing some slight PDA and touching toward Jennifer, and there's a shot or a clip where when he was, touching her and kissing her, that she kind of reacted like she wasn't interested or didn't want to be bothered at that moment. So that was kind of like a bit spoke about in terms of what was that about. And of course, like anything else, the news media and those that kind of saw that, they are very quick to think that that could be a sign that is there trouble in the relationship, what is going on. So I'm going to hear, just to the best of my ability, along with my intuition and with the messages coming from the tarot, my tools, we're going to see whether or not was that a big deal. Are they kind of making a mountain out of a molehill, of that situation? All right. So if you guys remember, before I get into the cards, that Jennifer Lopez and Ben did have a 2-week separated time apart after they got married. So after they got married, they did have like a time apart, okay? And it was said that they actually believed that spending time apart from each other makes their relationship stronger. And in between those times, they are apart, they are engaging in texting, talking over the phone, and FaceTiming. So that when they do reunite from being away, it makes it more special or better. And that they do have an understanding of each other, that they are going to be at times away and that they can't be together. It's something they have both acknowledged and discussed in great lengths throughout their relationship. So although being apart soon after a wedding or any marriage isn't ideal, however, it works for them. They have found, if you will, their niche for this relationship, moving forward and keeping the dynamics of it working. So just like when it comes to our own goals, or when it comes to one's own talents, and whatever it is, when we are looking to make something that we know is going to do well and be prosperous, we have to find that niche. So in retrospect, when it comes to a relationship, you have to find what works for you and your partner, right? And regardless of what people may say, in terms of it, because at the end of the day, what's most important is the happiness, and again, the dynamics of what that couple see that will make their relationship prosper, to grow, and will make it stronger. At the end of the day, we can also say that distance do make the heart grow fonder, right? So whatever works for them, right? So with all that being said, at the end, it is said that those close to her, close to Jen, that all she ever wanted when it comes to her husband Ben is for him to be healthy, happy, and sober, so that he can be there not only for his children, but be there as a whole for their blended family all together. All right? And when I looked at the cards and saw the messages, that is exactly what I feel generally, that she do love him, that they both love each other, and that at the end, I believe that they are, for the long haul, going to try to give it their best shot, and they're going to go to stretch. But let's get into the cards and see how and why I feel this way. So the first card that came out to start off their reading was the Four of Cups, and we have here the Ten of Swords. So the Four of Cups, as you can see, and it might be hard because of the glare from my ring light, I don't know if you can see it, but the imagery on the Four of Cups is is someone that is kind of like bored, because they're like this. So that represents an energy of boredom. Now, even though it's showing a feminine energy here, trying very hard for you guys to see that, but the Four of Cups, like I said, even though it's showing a feminine energy, this is just all energy. But I feel that this is, in fact, Ben, that he is bored. Now, speaking about that 2-week separation that they had after they got married, I think this is kind of drawing or painting that picture of what it was during that time, that he was kind of bored when that happens. And the Ten of Swords is Jennifer. Ten of Swords is someone walking away, but kind of just like leaving. And this is the energy, or what the energy of their relationship was after, post-marriage, is that she will leave. And that basically, you know, like I said, they have talked and discussed that this is something that is going to periodically happen from time to time, in the hopes that it will help make their relationship stronger, to make their bond stronger. All right? Now, I must say, for some couples, that is the answer. That do work. For other couples, spending time away might actually, in retrospect, cause problems, because if they are distant from each other and they're not seeing each other, that can perhaps, like I said, cause someone to stray, or it just doesn't work. So again, going back to what I said, is that a couple will have to find their niche of what works for them. But when they did have that time alone, this is how I felt that Ben felt, that he was kind of bored, right? And when I say that is, now when we come down to clarify both the Four of Cups and the Ten of Swords, we got here to clarify those energies. We got the Knight of Swords, the Queen of Wands, and then we got Judgment. Now, what do these energies mean, and how did they how are they presenting the message of the Four of Cups? So again, during that 2-week period that they took, and I feel that they have even done it again after their marriage. So like I said, this is something that they are doing. I feel that Jennifer, at this time, I do feel that Jennifer is the one that kind of reminds him of his past. And when I say this, because we all know his past when it came to his addiction with alcohol, and I'm not going to get into the chunk of that. Most of us know that he was dealing with his own personal, demons, so to speak, when he was going through that period of his addiction. And so with that being said, that is the one thing that I think Jennifer and him talked about during a relationship, is that, listen, I'm happy that you have got the help that you needed. And so for this relationship, or this marriage, to stand the test of times, you're going to have to work with me. If I work with you, you're going to have to work with me. But in doing that, I feel that this is why the Judgment card is here. Because Judgment, to me, it's not so much that she is judging him so much of what happened. To me, this Judgment is like a reminder of his past addiction. And I do believe that at times, because we have the Queen of Wands, that she gives it to him. She communicates that she's given him, if you will, tough love, right? Because we have the Knight of Swords here. The Knight of Swords to me is communication, but it's like very harsh communication, if you will. But she's not doing it to be mean to him. As I said, it's like tough love kind of communication. So when she feels that maybe he's tempted, maybe he may confide in her and say, something, I'm feeling tempted. I want to have a drink, or I want to have a cigarette, or whatever it may be. When it comes to his habits from the past, I feel that she reminds him, like, you're doing well. Remember early in the intro, I was mentioning that at the end, and those close to her, they really she have his best interest at heart, for him to remain and stay healthy. More importantly, to stay sober. And we all know that when people are in that sobriety type of energy, when they are coming off an addiction, be it alcohol, be it, any type of drugs or smoking or whatever it is, it's not easy. But he has been doing well thus far, and kudos to him. I believe that he definitely has improved in his appearance. He's looking good, and I believe that Jennifer is definitely giving him the support to help him to stay and remain that way. But as humans, we do know that sometimes it can be challenging, and I think for Ben, it has been challenging for him. And I think he have trigger moments or temptations to want to go and have a drink or to smoke or whatever it is. But like I said, as the Queen of Wands, and this is Jennifer here, being the Queen of Wands, that fire energy, being Leo, I think that she pretty much keeps him grounded. She keeps him aware to not go back to that habit, that he's doing good and that he needs to just kind of take his mind off it. So maybe there are other things that she will encourage him to do to kind of compensate for that at that point in time, whatever that may be. She kind of knows, like, when he have these moments, what she can do to help him kind of like, okay, don't go back to that. All right. So that's what I get for those energies. And to clarify now, those energies I did pull from the Love Oracle deck. And the Love Oracle deck that came out, the card that came out from it was the Chaser. And it says here, Chaser and codependent relationship, fear of abandonment issue. Now, this can very well be for either one of them, having abandonment issues. But I feel that in particular, this has been where I feel that when Jennifer kind of gives him that hard, tough love, gives him that communication, he may at times feel like, if I don't straighten up, or if I don't kind of, keep my word of promise that I'm going to, stay sober, that she might leave me. So I feel that this is him when it's speaking about the Chaser and having abandonment issues. I feel that he may sometimes feel that, she might leave or walk away if he reverts back to his old habits. All right. So that's the energy and the message that I get of the Chaser, that this is him. Now, it could very well be her at times. She's feeling this way. But because the Queen of Wands is here, along with the Swords and the Judgment, like I said, this points that Jennifer is, like I said, keeping him in check, and some may look at it as she's controlling him. And maybe to a point, but not in a way that she's trying to, her control is not as you would think. If you want to say she's controlling, it's out of love. It's that tough love. She just, like I said, is really trying to be there for him. She's trying to be that wife that is really, like I said, trying to keep him healthy. And if she sees any type of slip-ups, if she sees any type of triggers that he is kind of going to go back to that, that's where I think she really gives it to him and say, listen, no, you're doing good. What do you need? What can I get you? Anything to kind of take his mind off of that. Because like I said, anytime somebody is in the process or is dealing with sobriety and they are trying to, do well, as a human, they're going to sometimes feel tempted, and it's human nature. It can happen, right? But when you have somebody that is there to support you and to help you through it, it will be okay. And I think generally that's what people need when they are in this sobriety type of, thing of getting over a habit, is that they have someone close to them that will support them along the way. Because it's really when they don't have that support that then it can make them even more closer to reverting back to their habits. Okay? So that's what I got from that column. Now moving over to the next cards that came out pertaining to their relationship and the energy and the dynamics between them. We have here the Empress. So this is Jennifer. The Empress is an energy that is nurturing, and that's what I'm saying. I really believe that Jennifer nurtures him. She really loves him. They love each other. By no stretch of the imagination do I feel that they don't have love for each other. They love each other, and I really believe that Jennifer is trying her best to really nurture him, to make sure that he stays healthy. So this is not surprising that the Empress came out. We have here the Queen of Wands that have come out again. This is Jennifer again. Remember, the Queen of Wands came out from the other row, and so it just lets you know that she stays on him. You know, and maybe that's the part where some might say she's controlling. I just think that she just keeps an eye on him, you know, because she may feel that at times he can slip up. So it's just kind of keeping him on his toes. That's what it is. And when you kind of keep somebody on their toes, I wouldn't really say it's controlling. You know, I would just say that they are just keeping the person on their toes. And if she really knows him, and if they had these kind of talks, and for all we know, maybe he may have said, keep me on my toes. You know, he may not mind her being, you know, that way. And maybe it was discussed between them, like, you know what, you know I'm going to keep an eye on you. You know I'm going to keep you on your toes. You know, that kind of thing. And so he appreciates it, because I think that he respects her and appreciates the fact that she is really supporting him through this. Okay? And then we have here the Two of Wands. Now the Two of Wands here is an energy that shows that even when she goes away, somehow she still keeps him on his toes, because the Two of Wands is a travel card, and the Wands here is going back to their energy, to their element of fire. But I think this is Jennifer, which means that when she leaves to do what she needs to do, maybe, you know, any projects that she have to leave to be for, that she still finds a way to stay connected to him, to check up on him, to make sure that he is being a good boy, so to speak. All right? So now coming down to clarify those energies of the Empress and the Queen of Wands and the Two of Wands, we have here the King of Cups. This is Ben. We have here the Emperor. That's Ben. And we have here the Devil energy. This is Ben. So now these energies reflect Ben's energy. How so? Because with the King of Cups, it just really shows you that he appreciates the love that Jen is showing him. But also I feel that when she leaves, or when they have that separation in between, giving their relationship a little breather, I think he really loves her a lot. But I also feel that he don't want to break her heart. Like, he don't want to disappoint her and break her heart, because he loves her. Because the King of Cups is an energy to me. I look at the King of Cups as someone, whether it's masculine or masculine energy, whether it's masculine or feminine, the King of Cups to me represents a lot of love for someone or for something. And I feel, like I said, he feels a whole lot of love in terms of how she, you know, is with him, right? But at the same time, we have here the Emperor. And I think, though, there are times that he feel that she may come on too strong, that she is, maybe for him, there are periods that he feel that maybe she's putting too much power into how she shows her love. Remember earlier I mentioned about, you know, giving him tough love, because as the Emperor here, an Emperor is someone that generally has power or taking back their power. So somehow I feel that at times he feel like he wants to take back his power in terms of kind of standing up to her to say, I have the power. Like, I have what it takes to, you know, stay true to what I'm trying to do, you know. And although I appreciate it, but I think sometimes he may want her to kind of calm down a little bit, you know. That's what I feel. But at the same time, we have the Devil energy here. The Devil represents addictions. The Devil can represent anything, but in this particular situation, the Devil does speaks about habits, addictions. And we know, like I said, he had his addiction. So it just also shows me that this is temptation. Remember I spoke about triggers. I feel that he has at times trigger moments, and he is tempted. But again, with the King of Cups being here, I think he thinks about Jennifer. So anytime he comes close to maybe wanting to go have a drink or whatever it is, I think he think about Jennifer, and that kind of helps him to stay away from that. But he definitely have triggers. So to say that he don't, no, absolutely. He have moments where he wants to go, and I really think it's been very challenging for him. Even though Jennifer has been there, I do think that, you know, he really have those moments where he really wants to just go and pick up a drink or a cigarette or what have you. But again, like I said, he is trying to be a good boy, and he really respects and loves the fact, although he might find it a little overwhelming at times, but I think overall he respects what Jennifer is doing, his wife is doing for him. Now, as we come down now to clarify the Emperor, the King of Cups, and the Devil energy, we have here love call from the Love Oracle. And what does it say? It says someone expresses love. That's Jennifer. A message of love. Thinking of you and letting you know. So how appropriate that this card came out, because just like I said, this is him really appreciating Jennifer expressing her love and a message of love. Like I said, when she goes away, the Two of Wands, when she leaves and go away, they are still expressing love for each other. She still is expressing love. They text. They FaceTime each other. Maybe, you know, with the texting, she's sending him love messages. Vice versa, he's sending her love messages. So there is a reciprocation, not only from Jennifer, but his reciprocating, appreciating, and respecting her as well, of how much she loves and is supporting him through his challenging times. And that is still him dealing and kind of still remaining sober. So this was very amazing that this card came out, because it really kind of ties in with the messages coming from the Emperor, the King of Cups, and the Devil, right? Okay, guys, so now as we shift over to the last row, the other cards that came out, we have here the Ace of Swords, we have the Emperor, we have the Nine of Swords, the Six of Swords, and the Star. So, what do these energies mean? Let's go back to the first. And the other cards was cards from the bottom. And I felt that in some way it was some kind of significant that I pulled them out along with the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords, again, is speaking about Jennifer, just pretty much communicating. But also I feel at this time, because we did get the Emperor, that now whenever it is that Ben may have a trigger moment, or he's feeling like he needs that kind of, you know, that support, and he's kind of feeling low, I think he talks and expresses it to Jennifer. And overall, I do feel that when he feels a certain way, or whatever it is that bothers him and he wants to talk, I find that he is the initiator more so than Jennifer. I find that, or feel that he will reach out to her and initiate any type of conversation, any type of period where he's feeling like he's not at his strongest, right? And because Swords is about communication, and because it came after, because the Emperor came after that, to me this is him. I feel that at times he will express to her, you know, you don't have to be so hard on me. Remember a few minutes ago I said that sometimes you feel that maybe she's a bit too overpowering, and maybe he expressed this to her like, you know, let me show you, you know, I can do this. You know, so it's kind of like a touch and go kind of thing, despite the fact that he do respect her. But like anything else for a man, it's very important that we as wives, when it comes to our husbands, particularly when it comes to, you know, your spouse that is having, you know, have gone through, I should say, a period of some type of addiction, and you know what they went through, and you are trying to keep them on their toes, but there still has to be a fine line in terms of kind of still not being too overly, you know, keeping them on their toes. You know, you kind of want to just, you know, pull back a little bit and just kind of allow them to show you that they are trying, and that for the most part that they are able to conquer, and they're trying hard to stay sober. Okay, so the fact that the Emperor came up again, this is him again, like I said, at periods of time when he feels like, when he thinks like, I need her to just really trust me and to just kind of have a little bit more faith in me, because I think there are times that Jennifer feels that sometimes he might slip up, but I think he wants her to have a little bit more faith in him, and to kind of, in a way, to give him back that power to feel, like I can do this, if that makes sense. Okay, that's what I feel with that. And then now, speaking upon the Nine of Swords, this is an energy, basically, like I say, when he feels, Nine of Swords is an energy of maybe not sleeping, having anxiety. So to me, this has been where he does have periods where he might face some anxiety, because it's almost like that type of withdrawal where it's like, I can't really drink. Now, I don't know if when he does, if she's with him, that might be. But overall, when he's by himself, because this is an energy where, to me, you are by yourself, having anxiety or stress. So maybe this is this period when they are separated that he feels tempted, and this is where he would have to reach out maybe and communicate with her to say, okay, I'm feeling a little, I'm feeling like I'm gonna, go grab a drink or what have you. And with the Six of Swords, this is like an energy where when she leaves to go do whatever it is that she's doing, that he feels kind of low. You know what I mean? So this is him, but I really believe that he really tries hard, and he's doing an amazing job, I feel, despite his challenge, because it's there, And then we have the Star. The Star is Jennifer, and it just really just shows that he understands that her being a pop star, being in the spotlight, being, the celebrity that she is, and not that he's not. He's a star in his own right, but when it comes to them two, Jennifer, she's the biggest star between them two, right? She's the biggest star, and he knows that from time to time she has to leave and travel and work on the projects or whatever it is that she is doing, that she has to leave. And like I say, I feel that although he respects her, I think particularly when she leaves, that he wants her to have a little bit more faith in him when they're apart, to know you don't have to really, really be so overwhelming and trying to keep an eye on me. I'm trying very hard. I have a little slip up, but if and when I need, that, there's a word I'm looking for and I just lost it. But anyway, when he needs that type of talk or that support at that point in time, when he's feeling low, he will call and reach out to her. But I really strongly feel that he just wants her to have a little bit more faith in him during the time that they're apart. That's what I get. All right. So now shifting down to now clarify the Ace of Swords, the Emperor, along with the Nine of Swords, the Six of Swords, and the Star. We have here the Seven of Swords, the Towel, the Page of Cups, the Ace of Swords, and we had the Fool that came out as well. So, what is the messages coming in, and why do they come up as clarifiers for the above energies? Well, the Seven of Swords is an energy of, it could be many things, but for this particular scenario, this is again like feeling, again, this is about Ben, him feeling sometimes like running away, or being, to me, this is where the Devil energy comes. So to me, these two are somewhat connected. The energies from the Devil and the Seven of Swords kind of have similar energies, because it's speaking about those trigger moments when like I mentioned a few minutes ago, that when he's feeling to be sneaky or wants to maybe do something when she's away, this is where I feel, again, the King of Cups comes into play. He thinks about her. So he might have a moment where he might want to be sneaky thinking that she may not know, but when he's close to being tempted, I think he thinks about her and then reach out to her and said, you know, I almost kind of reverted back, or whatever the case may be. But the energy from the Seven of Swords is that sometimes he wants to maybe, you know, do something without her knowing, or maybe say to himself, is she going to find out? Will she find out? Should I not? It's that kind of energy, and I feel that, again, he don't want no type of bad results if he do that and she finds out. Okay? Now, we had the Tower card that came up, and the Tower card is, again, that can also take on different messages, but for this particular scenario, this is arguments. So I feel that perhaps because he don't, maybe is not able to really go back to the drinking or go back to the smoking, whatever it is that he wants to do pertaining to his past habits, there might be a moment when he might raise his voice and they might have an argument, and he kind of feels like, you know, again, it's like fighting his own demons. So he's back and forth. And because, again, like I said, we had the Seven of Swords here. So I feel that he'd be back and forth. He's still struggling. Even though he has come a long way, but the struggle is still real for him. And I think that he still battles with it. But because of Jennifer's support, it helps him a lot, 10 times more than before. But nonetheless, like I said, sometimes he might react to it, and he might, you know, like I say, kind of get mad at her, and they might have an argument. But because the Page of Cups is here, the Page of Cups to me is like a peace offering. Then when he sees her, maybe when she returns back, he apologizes. This could be when she comes back. This could be when they, maybe they had an argument over the phone and he said something. In whichever way that he apologizes, this is like a peace offering, the Page of Cups here. He is, you know, presenting her and apologizing for the argument or acting out or whatever the case may be. And that's what I get from the Page of Cups. Now, I do feel, because with the next cards, because of the Ace of Swords and with the Fool, I do get the feeling that somehow, though, they do or they may have an intervention. Like they may see like a therapy for Ben. I think Ben either will or he has from time to time probably still is seeing someone to help him to continue his sobriety. Because the Ace of Swords and the Fool here, the energy and the message that I get is an intervention. Someone professional that kind of intervenes and kind of helps them both. And I think that Jennifer as well is a part of it. When he goes, I think she sits in with him and give her support as far as that go. And I think overall this therapist or this professional kind of taps in and chimes in and kind of sees them occasionally just to see how the relationship is going. And then maybe there's a point where she steps out, Jennifer steps out, and then the therapist talks to Ben and asks him, how is he doing? And what's on your mind? You know, how has it been? How has your journey been? How has the sobriety been for you moving ahead? So that's what I feel with the Ace of Swords. And the Fool is basically, it's like having changed, you know, like a new way in changing from the old and starting new, you know, which is that he has changed. How is the change coming? How has the journey been for you, right? Because the Fool is ready to embark or have embarked on a journey, something new. And for Ben, he has embarked on this sobriety type of thing, coming from a very bad, you know, a few years, I don't know how long it has been, but he has definitely come a long way, and he's doing, you know, pretty much well, right? So that's what I get. Now, to come down in terms of, to now clarify these energies of the Seven of Swords, the Towel, the Page of Cups, the Ace of Swords, and the Fool, the card that came out from the Love Oracle we have here is karmic relationship. So what was the message coming from this Love Oracle pertaining? We have here feeling triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons, letting go, and loving you. So for me, this means, again, this could be maybe when Ben is singing and speaking to the therapist. Again, this is probably the things that is being discussed, perhaps between Ben and the therapist in terms of triggers. He's expressing to the therapist, I do have trigger moments. I have certain resentments. But at the same time, I have learned my lessons. I'm trying to let go. That's part of my past. And I'm moving ahead because the woman that's in my life, I want to love her and she loves me. Okay? So there's something to be learned that Ben is learning in terms of his past relationship. No doubt this could be, when it says karmic relationship, this could be the aftermath or the results of what happened with his marriage to his ex, Jennifer Garner. You know, it didn't work out because at that point as well, you know, this is when he was in the middle of his addictions. And there were other things which I'm not going to go into. But when I think about karmic relationship, you're thinking about the past. So unfortunately, because of his addictions, it did not save that marriage. And as a result of it, he had to get help. So when you think about lessons and you're thinking about your current relationship that he has with Jennifer Lopez, there is something to be learned, or at least the therapist wants him to know that you are doing well, you don't want to mess this up. So that's what I got from that. And to clarify karmic relationship, we got the 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups is, in fact, it's expressing love. To me, this again is Ben expressing perhaps to the therapist that Jennifer has been giving him the support and love. Now, the 9 of Cups for some will also mean a wish coming true. It could mean different things. It depends on the energy and the messages that have already come out pertaining to a reading. And so in this reading, to me, the 9 of Cups is speaking upon love, okay? Love that Ben is feeling from his wife, that they're putting the efforts, and that their relationship is really going toward the long haul. Because the next cups that come out behind this is the 10 of Cups. So to me, it shows that their relationship will stand and is standing the test of time for the long haul. There is still little work to be done, provided that they continue to support and love each other. By all means, their union will continue to stand the test of times. And to close out and to kind of see what the angels feel about their union moving ahead, the card that came out was express your love. And that's what I said. It says here, go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Now, this romantic gesture and expressing the love, like I said, is during the times and the periods that they are separated, that they continue to express their love by text, by FaceTiming, whatever form in which they express their love, time apart, they are expressing their love. And Spirit and their angels is still supporting this union. They have the support from the angels that's going to help as much as possible, help their union to grow and get stronger. Okay, so contrary to what the media, contrary to the gossip out there, I would say, guys, that overall, going back to the question, will Ben and Jen relationship stand the test of times, and will they endure for the long haul? Well, I would say right now, the current energy is that yes, they are both trying very hard to support each other. They love each other, and they are going to kind of, for now, get through the challenges. It's not going to be easy, okay? Because like any other relationship, you know, there's going to be ups and downs, right? No relationship is all up, right? It can be more down, but no relationship is all up. But as long as they continue to love each other and support each other, as Leos tend to do, yes, for now, as I see it, from the day of this reading that their relationship will stand the test of times. So if you're wondering if they're going to break up, or if it's, I don't feel that. I don't see that. I don't see them breaking up at this time. In terms of the future, if they would be together for the next 5 years, the next 10 years, time, nothing is set in stone, right? And both time and love is fluid, but we are also governed under the universal law of attraction. And there is also free will. So along with free will, along with universal law of attraction, and because we have to know and understand that time and love is fluid, although currently I see this as it stands, that they will be there together, anything can change that could kind of make these messages change later on. But for now, they seem to be working on it. And as a side note, as well, I just wanted to just point out, when it comes to, when I spoke about Ben's ex-wife, I do want to just point this out and say that overall, I think for all the adults that are involved in this triangular situationship, let's give an applause to them, because generally when you are dealing with blended families and you're dealing with exes and so forth, generally the dynamics and the attitude is very negative. It's a lot of backbiting, nobody getting along, and sometimes that in itself can cause problems for the relationship. But overall, from what I have seen and have read, that Jennifer Garner really is a big person. But also, even when they got married, she supported them by giving them flowers, I believe. And overall, she has been supportive for them, been supportive. And I think that when it comes to her seeing how Jennifer is supporting and loving Ben, I think in her mind, she's impressed. And I think she appreciates that, because at the end of the day, I feel that she as well, you know, he is the mother of her kids. She don't hate Ben, but I feel that at the end, she also wants to see what's best overall for the kids that they share, and together as being a blended family. And when you have all parties involved that are mature and are willing to get along for the sake of peace, and when there are kids involved, it makes everything better. It just makes it all better in the long run. But as far as Ben and Jen, I think they are going to still continue to be together. And I feel that, like I said, they are really trying hard, and she's been a good wife for him. All right, guys. So that is what I got for you pertaining to Jennifer and Ben. Again, for the fans that was curious and just kind of wanted to know about their relationship, that's what I picked up. And so again, until the next one, I'm wishing all you guys a wonderful and amazing Friday and an even awesome weekend ahead. Thanks for watching, and take care. Later.